everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Ashley, and today I really wanted to do a sun-kissed makeup look. So I was thinking something glowy, something bronzy, something sun-kissed. This has also been a makeup look I've been recently doing because I noticed it is a lot faster and it's really good for hot days and it doesn't really melt off. If you guys want, you guys can follow my social media links. They'll be in the description box and here on the screen as well. And it would be fun to just do a little bit of an updated makeup routine. I have been wearing this for the past few days now. I'm obsessed with it. I just love how summer the makeup feels. I love it. I just think it's perfect for any hot day or summer in general, especially because it's super quick and easy to do, and it's pretty natural as well, so you don't really have to worry about wearing a lot of makeup over the summer and you can still look really nice and presentable. So let's get right on into it. The first thing I like to start off with always is my eyebrows. The first thing I always do is go in with the xoxo Air Brow, I believe that's what it's called. Mine's in the shade medium chocolate brown, and I'm running out of this. I'm currently scraping the sides of it, but I love this brow gel. This is the one and only brow gel I've ever found that is kind of like dry, because I think it's a pomade in a brow gel form and it's dried, so it's not like super liquidy and runny, so it's really easy to work with. It also looks the most natural for whatever reason. That's why I just love using it. It's got super tiny little glitters in it as well, and I think the glitters also helps to make it a lot more natural and it doesn't make it look too harsh. It's also buildable. If you want to make it super dark, you can. If you want to just literally make them super light and just kind of like add a little tint to your brows, you can do that too. And that's why I really like this gel, because it's just the easiest thing to fill your brows in with and it's super fast. And then I always go in with some type of brow lamination because I do like my eyebrows to be laminated. I know this is a brow gel, but I use this one more for just to add color, and then I go in with a clear brow gel. I've been using the e.l.f. brow laminating gel recently just because this one, there's still a lot in it, and then this one I'm completely running out, but this one's the NYX brow glue. They're both really good. I prefer this one though. I think this one holds them a lot longer, but I'm running out. As you can see, it's pretty much empty. There's literally barely anything in there, so I have to get a new one. But right now I'm using the e.l.f. one, and then I do use the brush it comes with because the brush is really nice to brush them up. And then I have another brush that I use to kind of shape them. Let me go get it and I'll show you. This is the other brow lift applicator brush that I use. I use this side though because it's kind of like a little spatula and it's super nice because you can just perfectly shape them. And these are my 3 brow products. And then I did want to mention, once I'm completely done with my makeup, at the very end, when it comes to finishing touches and just kind of touching little bits of things up, I do go in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz in the shade chocolate, and I will usually use this just to make the tail a little bit longer because sometimes it gets a little bit wiped off, or just sometimes the foundation wipes it off, or sometimes the brush accidentally wipes a little bit of the brow product off. So I'll just go in with a brow pencil and kind of touch it up just a little bit. But sometimes I don't even need to do this, but sometimes I do, so I did just want to point that out. But that's pretty much my brow routine, so I'm gonna go ahead and start my brows really quick. I am gonna do it off camera though, just so I can do it better, because I feel like I would mess up if I did it on camera. So I'm gonna do that real quick and then we'll move on to the next step. The next step is really fun because I'm gonna show you guys a little sneak peek real quick. We got some bronzy products, so let's go ahead and do our brows real quick so then we can move on to the base. I did forget to mention, I always use clips or a headband to put my hair back when I do my makeup because I cannot do my makeup with my hair in my face for the life of me. So I have these cute clips here from TJ Maxx that I got like a really long time ago, and they have polka dots on them. I thought they're so fun and so cute, and I really pin all my hair back, especially because I do have curtain bangs. They're kind of grown out now, but there's still these short pieces that kind of get into my face, so I always have to pin them back. Might look a little crazy, but it's just better and easier to do without your hair having to be in your face. Okay, so my eyebrows are done. They are a little bit lighter today just because, like I said, I am running out of my brow gel, so there's barely any product in there. So the next step is moisturizer. This is where I start doing my skin prep. Usually I'll do the Naturium Rich Cream. This is one of my favorite moisturizers because it's so thick and it's just actually really moisturizing, and it is plumping as well, so I really like that because it makes it look like your face has life to it. It doesn't make it look dull. It actually makes it look like kind of squishy. I don't know how to explain it, just makes it look plumped. And then I'll pair it with the Ultraviolet Future Screen SPF 50. This is a Australian sunscreen and it is really good. I really like it, so I'll pair these two together. This is my favorite moisturizer and sunscreen combo. I love wearing this every day, but today, since I just want to hurry up, do a little quick makeup. I'm gonna be going in with my Olay moisturizer. This already has SPF 15 in it, so if you want to just apply one thing, this is kind of like a 2-in-1 situation, so it is a lot faster, but you can always apply more sunscreen on top if you want. But I think today we're just gonna do this. This is the one that I like to use, and I'm already running out. I think I have like probably that much left. Let's give it a little shake, and then I'm gonna apply this. And I'm not gonna lie, this sunscreen is really expensive. I think it was like $40, but I love it, and I kind of hate that I love it just because it's so expensive, and if I run out I'm gonna want another one. But no, yeah, it's really good. It actually isn't greasy, and that's something that I really like. It does kind of have a very nice lightweight feel to the skin. I would recommend this sunscreen. This is the only thing that I've tried from this brand though. I know they have a bunch of other sunscreens. I think they even have like a sunscreen with moisturizer and primer. That's really cool, but I haven't used that yet. Comment down below and let me know if you guys have used the ultraviolet brand, because I know they are new to Sephora and a lot of people are saying their stuff's really good. I definitely want to try out more of their SPFs later on in the future, but right now I'm gonna go in with this one. And I put on a lot of moisturizer just because I have really dry skin and I do not like the feel of that. And I even will go on my eyelids and just apply a little bit of moisturizer because lately it has been getting really dry there. And then you don't have to do primer. Primer is totally an optional step. Today I am, and the primer I'm going to be using is the Milk Makeup Cloud Glow primer. This is a really glowy primer, and not only that, but it's foaming, so it's really nice, and it has like a coconut scent as well. You could use honestly whatever primer you want. I just like to do this one because it's extra glowy and it kind of just makes your skin look a lot more natural. But another primer that I love to use is the Rare Beauty primer. This one is a mattifying primer and it makes you look like you're poreless. Literally, it mattifies your pores. And then I also love the Refy face primer. This is the Glow and Sculpt one, and this one's really nice because it's kind of tacky, so I feel like it just really helps to make your makeup last all day. It's also super glowy and hydrating, and this one's really hydrating as well. This is a really good primer to use. It just gives like an instant glow to the skin. I do put it on both my cheeks, my forehead, and then a little bit on my nose. And then yes, I do carve out my eyebrows. I cannot do my makeup without this step. I always have to clean them up just a little bit, and this also kind of makes your eyelids just one natural color, because my eyelids are naturally like kind of orangey and red. It just looks like I'm wearing eyeshadow even though I'm not. People always ask what eyeshadow I'm wearing, but I'm like, it's just my skin. And I don't know, but I just like to conceal it and make it all one color. So I'll just add a little bit of concealer to the under of my eyebrows, and then I'll go in with a brush like this. It's a flat concealer brush. This is the only one I could carve my eyebrows out with. I know it's weird, but I don't know. I just do what works best for me. Okay, so after concealing my eyebrows, I would take a beauty blender and I'll just kind of blend that concealer over my eyelids to get rid of any of the creasing. We're finally done with our brows. Now we're gonna move on to our base. So I have two of these. Sometimes I mix them, sometimes I just use one or the other. Today I think I'm gonna use the Say Glowy Super Gel in the shade Sun Glow. It is the darker one, and this one's really pretty. And then we also have First Aid Beauty Bronze Plus Glow Drops. This one I really like because it does blur your pores, so it does just make your whole face look really nice. You don't see any texture at all, and you still get like that bronzy effect. And it does have a very nice little applicator. I'm not too sure what this is called. I'm actually clean it, but I really love this one, and a little goes a long way as well. So yes, it's a small thing, but it's really nice because you don't need that much and you will still look extremely nice and bronzy. And then we have the Say one. The Say one isn't blurring, but it still looks really nice on the skin. I would say that it does look a lot more natural. So I like to just do about a pump on both my cheeks, my forehead, my nose, and then my chin. And then sometimes, today I'm not going to do this, but sometimes I will go over this with the Bubble Tinted Mineral Sunscreen. This also has SPF 40 in it, and I love this stuff. It is a tinted SPF, and it is so nice because it doesn't peel. I feel like it's also really hydrating, and it has a good amount of coverage. That's why I really like this one, and has a really nice pump as well. But today I'm not going to do that because I'm not really in the mood to wear a lot of makeup, but that is just something that you can add on top of your glowy bronzy drops if you want. And then I have been blending my bronzy drops lately with the Refy brush. I love this brush. I've been mainly using this brush because it's more like a stippled end, and it's just really nice for blending the face. So I brought you guys a little closer so maybe you guys can see a little bit better. So let's go ahead. I just do circular motions, and I'll just kind of swipe, and this just applies it on so much better. And that's why I really like to use a brush. I used to do this with my hands, but I feel like with my hands it just never blended that right, and it kind of looked a little bit patchy. But I noticed with the brush it turns out so much better on me. And I always go right under my eyes with it as well, because I do kind of like the glowiness under my eyes. And I am kind of loving the glowy look lately. And normally I've just always been like a matte girly. Like I have to powder my face. I still powder my concealer, but I feel like the glowiness is kind of growing on me. Like I'm kind of liking that makeup, but I think it's just because it just looks a lot nicer for the summertime and the warmer weathers. I'm gonna go ahead and finish blending this up, and then we'll move on to concealer. And I do want to mention I do go right over my eyelids with that glowiness, because it just makes it look like you have eyeshadow on, but like glitter eyeshadow. It looks really nice, so I just kind of do that. And then in between my brows, right above my eyebrows. We're actually not going to move on to concealer yet. I lied. I forgot we have to do bronzer. Where's my bronzer brush? Wait, oh my goodness, wait, where is it? Okay, I got scared. I thought I lost my bronzer brush, because this is like my favorite one. Some double-sided Makeup by Mario one. And then I'm going in with Makeup by Mario Skin Enhancer. I'm in the shade Light Medium, and I'm starting to slowly hit pan on this. That's how you know I love it. And I feel like this sun glow kind of makes me look a little bit red sometimes, but once you just kind of let it sit for a minute, it'll kind of dry down, and it does eventually come together. You just gotta trust the process. But now let's move on to bronzer. This is the best bronzer in my opinion, because it just melts like butter. I'm gonna kind of apply it as well in like an angle. So instead of like putting my brush like this, I'm gonna kind of tilt it and then just blend up, just to kind of give yourself like a lifted cheekbone effect. And then I am gonna be applying just a little bit to the forehead as well, and then on the sides of my nose. You can totally skip the bronzer if you want, and you could just go straight into blush if you kind of want to look more like a sunburnt, sun-kissed look. But I love to look bronzy, so that's why I just like to do bronzer. I feel like there's definitely different ways to look sun-kissed. It just kind of all depends on how you like your makeup to look on you. One of my favorite concealers that I use every single day when I do my makeup is the Tower 28 concealer. I literally think this is the best concealer. It is so hydrating. As someone who has really dry under eyes, I love this one. It just like never creases for me. I have mine in the shade IE, and I just love to conceal the under eyes, the corners around my nose. I almost dropped this. That would have been so bad, because then I would have got this all over my carpet. That probably looks good. And then we'll do a little bit on my chin here. And I feel like this lasts such a long time. It's also such a big tube of concealer, and I still haven't ran out. There's still so much in here. And I love the purple cap, because that's my favorite color. So the first thing I blend is my chin with my beauty blender. I really hope I'm in focus. And I don't clean up my bronzer. I just kind of take whatever is remaining on the beauty blender, and I'll just kind of go right under. I don't clean up my bronzer unless I'm wearing like foundation, because I feel like if I do, it'll look like it's not super natural, and it kind of will make it look too harsh. That's why I don't really do it. And then I'm gonna blend around my nose, and I always blend under my eyes last, because I like to let it sit and marinate, so that way it kind of dries down and gets a little bit tacky, so that way you get more of a fuller coverage. And then to blend out my concealer, I always go in under my eyes. I always go in with my Morphe M133 brush. This is a domed concealer brush, and I love it for under my eyes. It's the best because you can do like sweeping motions, you can do tapping, you can pretty much do anything with it. And I love using this for blending my under eyes, because it's just so much easier to get under there. And I noticed that blending your concealer with a brush looks way nicer, way cleaner and better than with a beauty blender. And I feel like the beauty blender also just soaks up so much of that product, so it doesn't really give you a full effect, and it kind of doesn't really make your under eyes look as brightened. I feel like it looks so much more brightened when you use a brush, because you're not soaking up any of that product. After my concealer is blended out, we move into blush. This is like one of my favorite steps, and lips. Pretty much you can do any color you want. Since this is a sun-kissed summery look, I would say the best thing to use is probably a tint. I do have the Benetint, but it's in my bathroom, but I have this milk one that I really love, and this one's in the shade Burst, and it's like a very nice pink color. The Benetint is red that I have, and then I would say that's like the best one to use is like a tint, just because if you want to go in the water or something, it's not gonna run away from you. And these blushes will last all day. Sometimes blush is like the first thing to go, and it literally just disappears the second you leave the door. Something that's like a tint lasts so much longer, and it just looks so much better. But if you don't want to use a tint, I would say one of my favorite blushes to use that's like the most natural is probably the Say blushes. These are the Dew blushes. This is in the shade Chili, and I love this shade because it just looks so sun-kissed, and it's very pretty. I also have two of the Milk ones here, and these ones are a lip and cheek blush. So if you want to put these on your lips and your cheeks, they're super easy to blend out. You you can literally blend these with your fingers. Another one of my favorites for the summertime is gonna be the Rare Beauty melting blushes. I really like these for the summertime. They're very natural, and I know their liquid ones are a lot more pigmented. I would say this is a lot more natural compared to that. And then we also have the NARS Afterglow liquid blushes. These are really sheer. I think you can build these up a little bit, but they are really sheer, so they're really nice for the summertime if you don't want to wear like heavy makeup and have like a really pigmented blush. Today we're going to go in with the Milk blush, and I like to use a brush to blend mine out. You can totally use your fingers, whatever you want. And then I always keep the cap on because these will dry out and shrink, and then they just won't go on as good, so I always keep them on. They literally look black. They also look like candy, but don't eat them. They look black, but once you put them on, I'm gonna show you, they are very pigmented, but they are a stain, so they will last all day. They're really nice to wear in the summertime. They're very cooling. I love this shade as well. It's just so pretty. And then I use this e.l.f. brush. This is the Putty Blush brush, and it's a stippling brush. I love this one because it's just really easy to blend this type of blush out with, and I literally just like push it into the skin, and it just gives such a nice natural looking little tint, little flush of color to the cheeks, and a little bit goes a long way. Like, you really don't need a lot, and you already will have such a nice pinky cheek. And I feel like the lighting's kind of bad, so you might not be able to see it. I am a girl with blush blindness, so I'm gonna put a little bit more, just a little, because I cannot stand when my cheeks don't have color. I just love color. I think it's so fun. So I just kind of push this in really quick and easy as well, and trust me, this is gonna last all day and all night. Like, really stain wonderfully. So that's that side. Now I'm gonna move on to this side, and then we'll do the next step. After my blush is done, I always go in with setting spray. Sometimes I don't if I am not doing a glowy makeup, because for some reason setting spray nowadays just makes my face look very dewy, even if I'm using a matte one. I don't know why. So I only use setting spray if I want my face to look glowy. So today I'm going in with the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Setting Spray. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and spray this. And then I have a fan here, and we're just gonna dry our skin. The next step is powder. You could totally skip this step and just be done here and then apply mascara and lip, but I'm gonna do just a little bit of powder to set that concealer. I'm using the Huda Beauty powder. Normally I would go in with the One Size powder, but I'm completely out. Like, it just won't come out when I try to take it out. I'm gonna dip my brush and fully coat it, and then what I'm gonna do is take it on the lid and just literally make like circular motions, and this is gonna really lock in all that powder in the brush, in the bristles. And then I'm gonna just blend the under eye concealer a little bit with the beauty blender, just to take away any creasing, just in case if there is any. And then I'm gonna look up, and then I'm just going to mattify that concealer, and then same with this side. Some people don't even set their concealer, so I guess it's totally up to you and what you want to do. I personally like to set it, and then I just kind of put a little bit, just like tapping whatever product is on the brush on my eyelid, and then just a little bit on the nose. And I like to just dust it on the nose because I don't really want to take away that shine. Like, I still want to look nice and glowy. And then whatever is remaining on the brush, I just kind of tap it on my skin, and I'll literally tap it all over like the T-zone area, and then just a little bit on the forehead, so that way you still have that nice shine. And then going in with bronzer, I love the Charlotte Tilbury bronzer, but I also love the Too Faced bronzer. The Too Faced one is just a little bit too pigmented for this look, so I'm doing this one because it's like the most natural, and I just kind of make a big circle in it, and then I will dust very lightly on my cheekbones, and then I'll do that on this side too. And I barely even touch my skin with it because I don't want super bronzy, like harsh line. Just want something super subtle, and you don't want to get rid of that blush either. And then I'll go kind of like right down my nose with it, and then my forehead, just to kind of set that bronzer that we had. And then I'll kind of just like work the rest of the product on my jawline. Perfect. I think we got a very nice little bronze going on now. My favorite step again, blush. I am gonna set that blush a little bit with some powder. You don't have to do this because it is a tint, but I'm just gonna apply a little bit more because, like I said, I have blush blindness and I love blush. This is my favorite summer blush. This is the Tarte Amazonian Clay 12-Hour Blush in the shade Party. If you're a sad beige blush girly, you're gonna definitely like this blush, especially for the summertime. It's just so subtle, and it still kind of lets you look nice and bronzy without taking away the bronze, because it's not super pigmented. A hint of color. And then I go in with that with this F2 Makeup by Mario brush, and I always do the bigger side. And if you want, you can add highlighter on top, or you can even mix the highlighter with that milk tint. I've never tried that before, but you know what? I might try that one of these days. And then for my highlighter, lately I've been going in with this Visions Formula palette, and it has blushes and bronzers and stuff, but I like to use this gold highlighter right here. And it's very pigmented, so literally all you need is like one little drop, one little tap, and then I just kind of go in the inner corners with that. I really like how the gold looks. And then I'm just going to do the same thing on this side. And then I'm going to take a little bit on that brow bone because the gold looks so nice. Like you literally will look like a mermaid. You just put a little bit of gold on your brow bone, and I love it. I feel like you'll get more of a pigmented look if you do spray your brush with setting spray and then get the highlighter. But I think I like how it looks, so I'm just going to leave it as is. And then I am going to go in with, I have a Rare Beauty, sorry for all the noise. I have a Rare Beauty highlighter. This is like a pink one in the shade Mesmerize, and it's their liquid highlighters. And I think I'm gonna put a little bit of this pink highlighter just like right on the high points of my cheekbones, and then just kind of blend it right on top of that blush. Kind of make the blush nice and glowy just a little bit, but like right at the very top. And then I'm gonna take it and just connect it to the ends of my tailbone. That's where like the natural light will kind of hit and make that blush look really nice. I did want to mention, I know the Tarte one can be a little bit of a pricier blush. If you want something a little bit cheaper and still want to look nice and sun-kissed, I would say the Essence Pure Nude Baked Blush is a really good one in the shade Berry Cheeks. It's super pigmented, but you're gonna get a really nice sun-kissed effect with this, and it's gonna make your cheeks look kind of burnt a little bit more, and it just looks so nice. I like using this one sometimes as well. This one's not an affordable one, but the House Labs Pomelo Peach is also a good one if you kind of want a peachy blush, and if you don't want like something super pink and you still want like a bronzy pinky look, that's a good one. And then I think House Labs Fire Moon, I don't have that one, but I do plan on getting it. People say that one's like a really good blonzy shade because it kind of looks like a bronzer and a blush at the same time. That's like really good as well if you want to look nice and bronzy without having to use too much products, and it's kind of like a two-in-one thing. Going in with a little bit of brow gel. This is going to be the Benefit 24-Hour Brow Setter. I use this to kind of just clean up a little bit of powders. Sometimes it gets on the brows, so I just kind of go in and clean them up just a little bit, and this will melt all the powders off, and it just kind of makes it look so much more natural and nicer. And I really like this look because you're not matte, but you're still glowy, you know what I mean? It's kind of like a good in between, and it still looks really nice and natural. And now we're moving on to lashes. So I am going to be curling my lashes. I'm using the Shiseido lash curler, and fun fact, I actually bought this one on accident. I didn't know it was going to be like really expensive, but it is a pretty good one. That's what everyone says. I just use it, but I'm gonna go ahead and curl my lashes at the base, the middle, and the tip, because that's gonna give a really nice natural curl instead of just like shooting them straight up and kind of giving it like a 90-degree curl. Now I'm using the Maybelline Lash Stiletto mascara. This is like my favorite, probably my go-to mascara because of how natural it looks, and it's not clumpy at all whatsoever. It just looks the best and does give it like really nice length as well. So this is with one coat of mascara. This has nothing. I do about 2 coats, but I'm gonna go ahead and do this side, and then we'll finish up with lips. Okay, so moving on to lips, I have the Say Lip Glossy Bounce in the shade Remix. Lately, this has been like my everyday go-to just because this color is so pretty and it just looks so good for spring and summer. And it has little tiny glitters in it. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it, but I love it. It has glitters in it. And then right now I'm struggling to find a lip pencil. Usually I've been using the xoxo one with it, and I think I tried the Tarte one the other day with it. But so I have the Say lip pencil in the shade Flirt, and this is the color of that one. And then I have Makeup Forever Wherever Walnut. This is a really good shade too. It's kind of like My Lips but better. And then I have the Tarte Juicy lip liner in the shade Dusty Rose. It's like a nice pink, and this one I noticed is the one lip liner that lasts the longest for me. And then I think in second place it's gonna be xoxo, and then the Makeup Forever ones. I've noticed other lip liners, once you like eat or drink, they kind of disappear, but these ones last a really long time. So that's a little fact in case you guys want to try some lip liners from these brands because they're really good. And then the last one I have is the xoxo lip liner in the shade Beyond, and it's like a really pretty reddish pink shade. And I love the fact that this comes with a sharpener. It comes with a sharpener on the end, and on this side it comes with a little brush. So it's just so fun and cute, and I love that it has like everything all in one. I don't know what color to do. I'm very indecisive, and these are what they look like with the lip gloss. So I don't know what color is gonna look the best. They're all kind of giving summer, I guess, and beachy. I don't no, I can't pick. I guess we're just gonna go in with the Kosas one because I feel like I know it's gonna look good because the other day I tried it. I feel like it looks really good with this color. So I do have vermilion lips, so I have a double lip line. I think I've said that before. So when I line my lips, it's a lot easier for me to just kind of do this and then go like that and then like that. I don't know why, but it works. So I'm gonna do that real quick. See? It just perfectly aligns them. I do have to just touch it up a little bit, which I don't mind. Like for me, that's like fine. And then me personally, I don't really like a super defined Cupid's bow, so I kind of like round it off a little bit. Personally, that's just what I like. And then I love the fact that this comes with a brush, so I could just kind of bring the product down to the lips a little bit, just creating a little bit of an ombre effect, and it kind of helps it look a little bit more natural. Now going in with that Stay lip gloss. This color is just like I'm obsessed with. I'm like so scared to run out though, because what am I gonna do? Like, okay, let me go ahead and apply this. I'm gonna clean up my lips a little bit. I feel like they look red on camera, but it's a lot more of like a pink in person, like a hot pink, rosy pink, I don't know. But something I love about the Stay lip glosses is they are pigmented, but at the same time they still allow you to kind of see your lips a little bit underneath the color, so it's like a true lip gloss. It's not like a lipstick, you know what I mean? You can still see your lips a little bit. Let me just clean up the lip liner a little. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you guys liked the look. If you guys recreate this look, definitely tag me so I could see how yours looks and turns out. And this is a little close-up of what it looks like, and I'm actually obsessed. I really like it. This is definitely something that I would wear if I was on a cruise right now, or even at the beach on a hammock. This is what I'd be wearing because it's just very subtle and glowy. It kind of gives beachy, mermaidy, coastal vibes, and I really like it. And I just like really like the blush too. It's like my favorite part, and the lips. If you guys want to see me recreate more looks like this, definitely comment down below and let me know so that way I could make them for you guys. I'll see you guys all in my next video. Bye guys. And I forgot, I wanted to show you guys how this makeup looks in different lighting. So this is kind of how it looks a little bit in darker lighting, and you still kind of see like a nice sun-kissed, bronzy, summery burnt look. I don't even know what you want to call it. Still kind of looks like that. It's very nice. Then in light, this is what it looks in natural light. Really bright. Right here it also looks really nice. I feel it's really nice and glowy. I'm obsessed. Even from far away you can still see a really nice glow to the skin, and it just looks so radiant and healthy and alive, and it doesn't look dry and dull. So that's like why I really like this for the summertime. And then my fit for the day, I'm wearing this black romper with this like little cover up thing. It's like a cropped one, and I just thought it would look so great with this look because it just gives a very tropical vibey feel and it matches the makeup. So I'm definitely obsessed. You could also totally add eyeshadow if you want and just customize it and make it you, but I feel like this is good enough for me. Yeah, I'm obsessed with it.